Malwarebytes has been on the antivirus scene for around, 17 years? That's considerably longer than many other antivirus providers. Yet, can Malwarebytes keep up with this innovative and fast-paced market? Alright, welcome. In this Malwarebytes review, I'm going to determine all the pros and cons discovered after thorough testing and help you decide if this antivirus fits your needs. So, to see whether Malwarebytes can compete, I'll look for anything unique and if there are enough features to keep me safe. First, there's Malwarebytes real-time protection. Now, don't get me wrong, it might not be rare, but it is a pillar of any worthwhile antivirus. You see, this works in the background and always protects my device from various online threats without me having to run a scan or do anything. Their real-time protection isn't just standard either. It incorporates protection from infected websites, malware protection, and even ransomware protection, which has become a billion-dollar industry for cybercriminals, so this feature is vital. What's more, it includes exploit protection. Now, I've got to admit, this is a very advanced security feature, shielding you from various attacks due to security flaws of software vulnerabilities and applications. Super important, seeing as these types of attacks can easily happen because you visited an infected web page or opened an infected file on your emails. Then we have the system scan modes. Now, with the updated version, you've got 3 different methods of detecting and removing malware. I tend to use the quick scan when I'm short on time. Keep in mind that this is more for convenience and it isn't as thorough as the other options. For that, you've got the threat or custom scans. The threat option runs every day, weekly, or monthly, depending on what you've chosen, and whilst it's more thorough than the quick scan, it still might miss some stuff as it doesn't scan the entirety of your device. The moral of this story is the custom scan is the only option that will scan the depth of your device, and they weren't joking when they called it custom either. I can modify my whole experience at the tick of a box via the settings. Get Malwarebytes to scan for some of the most difficult types of malware, such as rootkits, change how often the app updates its list of known malware, along with some other cool optimizations. Despite not having a dedicated full scan option, I think these modifications personalize the whole experience and make the scan function as a full scan would anyway. Oh, and talking about scans, another thing I appreciate is their quarantine files, seeing as not all providers have a version that functions in this manner. Say I run a scan and a bunch of malware is detected and they're waiting for me to select which action to do next. This is not good as they can sometimes cause damage in the background during this period. With Malwarebytes antivirus, this isn't the case. Once any malware is detected, it is instantly neutralized and put into the quarantine section. If this happens in error or you know the file is okay, there's even an allow list or a restoration option. And finally, there's the browser guard. What's special here is it's a free extension for Chrome, Firefox, or Microsoft Edge. Once installed, you can customize how protected you want to be. Some of the options include blocking ads, trackers, and potentially unwanted programs. I like the anti-phishing capabilities here, blocking fake websites as I browse to limit any of my personal data getting leaked. So, is there anything I'd wish they'd implement? Well, I'd be lying if the lack of a firewall doesn't make me a little uneasy. This is a must for any antivirus to monitor incoming and outgoing traffic to your device. Otherwise, I think they have a nice selection of features that give enough protection for most online activities, especially their real-time protection and quarantine feature. I was pleased to see they added a bug bounty program too after a security incident back in 2016. This offers a reward of up to $5,000 to independent researchers who might find and report vulnerabilities in their software. The intention of this is to make sure any Malwarebytes security threats get squashed as quickly as possible. So with all that said, if you're after a reputable and lightweight antivirus solution for your computer, which has enough essential features to keep you safe, then Malwarebytes ticks those boxes. I've left exclusive links down below so you can get the best price currently. Okay, but what about detection rates? Can these Malwarebytes features make a difference when it comes to effectiveness? In independent antivirus testing results, Malwarebytes is a bit of a mixed bag. It is quite strong at detecting 4-week-old malware and just shy of the industry average. But when it comes to newer threats that are harder to detect, such as zero-day, they have a slightly lower score here. Their track record for protection has dropped in recent years, but still sits comfortably around 5.5 out of 6. And despite this, they have been named a top product in various tests throughout 2023. And are recommended as a safe product by experts and institutes alike. Alright, and when it comes to my testing, I tend to plant 10 malicious files onto my PC and then run full scans to see the detection score. I turn off real-time protection for this to work, and keep in mind this isn't as thorough as independent testing scores, but it gives me a good real-life indication of what I might expect. So I did tests in a previous video that I released, and Malwarebytes did pretty average here, only detecting 5 out of 10 malicious files. Yet in my more recent Malwarebytes test, the results were much better, with 7 out of 10 files detected. Now an important question arises, was all of this easy to do? Well, looking at Malwarebytes' ease of use, I will say they seem to be better suited for advanced users. That's mainly because of their extensive customizations. But how would a regular user feel about it? Well, the installation is extremely easy to set up. I just downloaded the file, just like any other application, located it on my computer, followed the prompts, and then launched Malwarebytes. Keep in mind, you'll be asked if you want to get the extension during this process, and I recommend doing so if you want a higher level of browsing protection. Okay, so after all of this, you'll be met with the dashboard. Here's where you'll find the malware detection history, the scanner section, and real-time protection. Say I want to run a scan. It's all clear and easy. I just head to the scanner window, and from there, advanced scanners. If you want to change more personalized stuff like the light or dark theme, you just head to the setting cogwheel at the top. Now, is Malwarebytes the same regardless of your device? Well, yes and no. While I found the Windows and Mac versions to look similar, I'd argue that the Windows version is just more feature-packed. With Mac, you get the quick scan and some other means of malware protection alongside a unique app block toggle. This will stop untrusted apps from running in the background and causing harm to your device. And while all of that is easy to use and navigate, it's a shame it feels like less value than the Windows counterpart. Oh, and on that note, there are mobile apps that are widely different too. With the same theme continuing, Android users get a very advanced experience even with a developer mode and fully fledged scanning. iOS still has handy stuff though, like protection against malicious URLs, text messaging filtering, a scan tool, and real-time protection. The feature differences aside, I would say all of Malwarebytes' apps are easy to use. Beginners could feel a little lost with the customizations, but there's a help icon that you can click at any point to view the guides. Right, but how much will it all set you back? Is Malwarebytes affordable? Well, before I jump into value, remember that you can always find the most exclusive and best pricing down below via the links. I always update them to be relevant to new viewers. Okay, you'll be glad to hear there's a Malwarebytes free plan, which alone sets them apart from some best antivirus. Don't get too excited though. While this is fine to test the software, I couldn't say it is a long-term fix because the most important features are missing, especially real-time protection. This free antivirus will also only really remove threats that are already there and not do anything to mitigate future infections. So next is their Malwarebytes premium plans, with the entry-level plan sitting comfortably around $5 a month. This plan is quite good. You'll be able to use real-time protection, the exploit protection, and even the ransomware protection that I mentioned. But if 3 devices aren't enough, then you'd have to look at their most expensive Plus plans. Now this is where you get the best value. Despite being a little on the higher priced end, you do get 5 devices and all the stuff I mentioned. Notably, there's an impressive VPN thrown in too, with some higher tiered plans. It has a modern security architecture and versatility. This package greatly protects your device from viruses, also your privacy from snoopers too. Okay, so the question you've all been waiting for in this Malwarebytes review, is Malwarebytes worth it? Okay, sure, they're lacking a firewall and higher valued features like parental controls, yet there's a few reasons why you should consider Malwarebytes. There's essential features that protect your device, browsing, and privacy. Their exploit protection is truly advanced, and they have a free plan, making their software accessible to all users. Now, after my research, I can recommend Malwarebytes, especially for Windows or Android users, and you can tap the screen to get the best deal or visit one of our other reviews to find alternatives. Hey, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.